What if I told you that one of history's most impossible military victories wasn't won by strength, numbers, or strategy? What if the secret lay in something far more mysterious, something that defied every law of warfare? This is the mystery of Gideon and his 300 men. The children of Israel did that which was evil in the Lord's sight, so the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian. 7 years, the hand of the Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of Midian, the children of Israel made themselves the dens which are in the mountains, the caves, and the strongholds. Judges chapter 6, verse 1 and 2. So it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites, the Amalekites, and the children of the east came up against them. They encamped against them, and they destroyed the increase of the earth until you come to Gaza. They left no sustenance in Israel, and no sheep, ox, or donkey. Judges chapter 6, verses 3 and 4. For they came up with their livestock and their tents. They came in as locusts for multitude. Both they and their camels were without number, and they came into the land to destroy it. Israel was brought very low because of Midian, and the children of Israel cried to the Lord. Judges chapter 6, verses 5 and 6. And then, in the darkest hour, God chose the most unlikely hero, a man hiding in a winepress, a man from the weakest clan, a man who would change everything with an army that shouldn't have existed. His name was Gideon. One of the strangest divine encounters in ancient literature occurred. Gideon is secretly threshing wheat in a winepress hiding from Midianite raiders, when the Lord's angel came and sat under the oak which was in Ophrah, that belonged to Joash the Abiezrite. The Lord's angel appeared to him and said to him, "The Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor." Judges chapter 6, verse 12. Mighty man of valor, Gideon was cowering in a wine press. But here's where it gets interesting. Gideon demands proof. Not once, not twice, but 3 times he tests this divine messenger. The young goat meat and the unleavened cakes, Judges chapter 6, verse 19, then the fleece tests. Gideon said to God, "If you will save Israel by my hand as you have spoken, behold, I will put a fleece of wool on the threshing floor.
If there is dew on the fleece only, and it is dry on all the ground, then I will know that you will save Israel by my hand as you have spoken." Judges chapter 6, verses 36 and 37.
But here's the mystery that most people miss. Why did God allow, even encourage, Gideon's testing? What does this tell us about the nature of faith itself? Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people who were with him, rose up early and encamped beside the spring of Harod. The Lord said to Gideon, "The people who are with you are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hand, lest Israel brag against me, saying, 'My own hand has saved me.'" Judges chapter 7, verse 2. But then, God delivered the most shocking command in military history. You have too many men, too many, against impossible odds. This is where our story ventures into the realm of the truly mysterious. Then proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, "Whoever is fearful and trembling, let him return and depart from Mount Gilead." So 22,000 of the people returned and 10,000 remained. Judges chapter 7, verse 3. This left 10,000. Still not enough for God's purposes. Then came the test that has puzzled scholars for millennia. The Lord said to Gideon, "There are still too many people. Bring them down to the water. I will test them for you there. It shall be that those whom I tell you, this shall go with you, and whoever I tell you, this shall not go with you, shall not go." Judges chapter 7, verse 4. Picture the scene. 10,000 warriors brought to a stream to drink. God tells Gideon to watch how they drink and separate them into 2 groups. Those who kneel down to drink and those who lap up water with their tongues like dogs. Only 300 men lapped like dogs, 300 out of 10,000. But here's the mystery. Why this test? What did God see in these 300 that made them different? Some say it was about vigilance, that those who lapped remained alert to danger. Others suggest it revealed character traits invisible to the human eye. But what if there was something else entirely at work here? What if God was revealing something about the very nature of spiritual warfare itself? That night, 300 men against a host thick as locusts. The odds? Conservatively 450 to 1, realistically perhaps 1,000 to 1 or worse. Gideon's weapons of war, trumpets, pitchers, torches, no swords, no spears, no armor. When Gideon had come, behold, there was a man telling a dream to his fellow. It was so when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and its interpretation that he worshipped. Then he returned into the camp of Israel and said, "Arise, for the Lord has delivered the army of Midian into your hand. The men whom I have handed over to you, the people of Israel, and all the foreigners who are with them, are gathered together in the camp beyond the Jordan River at Tirzah." Judges chapter 7, verses 13 and 14. The plan was madness. He divided the 300 into 3 companies. Surround the enemy camp. At the signal, blow trumpets, empty pitchers, with torches within the pitchers. He said to them, "Watch me and do likewise." Judges chapter 7, verse 16. And then the impossible happened. The 3 companies blew the trumpets, broke the pitchers, and held the torches in their left hands, and the trumpets in their right hands with which to blow, and shouted, "The sword of the Lord, and for Gideon." Judges chapter 7, verse 20. And then the impossible happened. The Midianite army, battle-hardened desert warriors who had terrorized Israel for 7 years, panicked. In the darkness and confusion, they turned their swords on each other. The few who escaped were pursued and destroyed by other Israelite tribes who joined the pursuit. But here's the question that haunts me. What really happened that night? Military historians have tried to explain this victory through conventional means: psychological warfare, the element of surprise, panic in darkness. But none of these explanations fully account for the complete collapse of a superior force that had dominated the region for 7 years. Consider this, the number 300. In biblical numerology, it combines 3, divine perfection, and 100, complete fullness. Was this number chosen for mathematical reasons or spiritual ones? The reduction from 32,000 to 300 represents a decrease of over 99%. In military terms, this is strategic suicide. In spiritual terms, it might be the point entirely. What if God was demonstrating that true victory doesn't come through human strength, but through divine intervention, working through complete surrender? Think about it. Every great breakthrough in human history has involved someone somewhere achieving the impossible with inadequate resources. Scientists making discoveries in ramshackle laboratories, artists creating masterpieces in poverty, leaders changing the world against overwhelming odds. What if Gideon's 300 isn't just ancient history? What if it's a blueprint, a mystery that reveals how transformation really happens? The mystery of Gideon's 300 isn't really about ancient warfare. It's about something far more profound, the mysterious intersection where human weakness meets divine strength. In a world obsessed with bigger, stronger, faster, more, this ancient story whispers a different truth. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes weakness is strength. Sometimes the impossible is just possible. If this story intrigued you, there are countless other mysteries waiting in the ancient texts. Subscribe and join me as we continue exploring the unexplained, the impossible, and the deeply mysterious stories that have shaped human consciousness for millennia. Because sometimes the most ancient stories hold the most modern answers. Thank you for watching.